Hi, this is Meghan Bass-Petti, and this is a 50-minute yoga flow for springtime to get your energy moving and to open your heart, find a little space in your body. So go ahead and lie down on your mat if that's comfortable. You can stay seated if you like. Once you're lying down, roll your shoulders down and back underneath you. Palms face up, feet fall open to the sides. Relax your forehead, relax your jaw, and then maybe bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Bringing attention into your body, into your breath. Noticing the natural flow of your breath this morning or whenever it is that you're practicing. Starting to feel the hand on your belly rise on each inhale, followed by the hand on your chest. And then the hand on your chest falls as the hand on your belly falls. Slow, steady inhale and slow, steady exhale. Tuning into any sensations in the body as you're breathing. When your mind starts to wander or thoughts creep in, just coming back to your breath. Inhale, feeling the hand on the belly rise, and then the hand on the chest. Exhale slowly back the opposite way. Feeling your weight fully supported on the mat underneath you. And taking a big stretch up above your head, maybe circling the fingers and the toes, rolling the wrists. And walking your feet in so knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Starting to drop your knees out to one side and then to the other, just keeping your arms wide in a soft T. Maybe rolling your head to the opposite way of your knees. You can also add a turn down of the opposite hand. As your knees fall left, your right hand turns down. As your knees fall right, your left hand turns down. So this is a somatic exercise to release held tension in your body. Softly rolling to each side. And coming back to the center, open your arms into a cactus or goalpost shape. Open the heart, arch the back. And then bringing your hands to your belly. Taking a few pelvic tilts, so pressing the tailbone into the mat as your low back rises, and then press the low back into the mat on the exhale as your tailbone tucks under. So just a few times like that, starting to find some space in the lower part of your spine. And bringing your arms down by your sides, rolling up the spine into a soft bridge pose, and exhale back down. Inhale, roll up slowly. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, rolling up, chin stays soft, exhale down. And just taking two more on your own breath, rolling up on each inhale, rolling down your spine on each exhale. Creating some movement, some space all the way through your middle and upper back. And coming back down, just bring your knees into your chest and separate them, holding on lightly with your hands, rock back and forth. And then circle the knees away from each other and then back together. And reverse the circles. So just getting some movement into your hip joints. One more little rock side to side again, holding the shins or behind the thighs. And then setting the feet back down. And bringing your shins up into a tabletop position. Hands interlace, index fingers and thumbs release. Inhale and reach up and outside of your right knee. Inhale up through the center. Exhale back. Inhale up into the left. Exhale back down. Inhale, squeeze up to the right and reach back. Inhale up, exhale back through the center. Inhale up and through the left. So as you bring your hands up to the center, you can bring your knees apart and bring your knees back together as you come to each side. So really working on the low belly. As you come up, squeeze the air out. As you bring the hands back by the head, exhale. And just bring the knees to the chest again. Start to roll your head from one side to the other, just letting your neck release. And lifting the legs up towards the ceiling. We're just going to take some circles so you can bring your thumbs underneath your sacrum. So you're kind of sitting on your thumbs. Circle the feet around one direction and then the other. So you can have a pretty good bend in your knees if your back feels tight, your hamstrings are tight. Again, drawing the low belly in and down. And then bending the knees back in, giving yourself a little hug, a little rock side to side. And crossing your right ankle over your left thigh, flex the right foot, press into the left foot, lift up into a little bridge, and then lower back down. Inhale, press up, exhale, lower, inhale up, exhale, lower, inhale, press up, exhale, lower, inhale up and lower, and keep pressing up and lowering down. So really working the glute muscle, the leg on the left side, and also opening the hip on the right side. And then release that foot, cross the left foot over, flex the foot, and then press strongly into the right foot as you lift the hips and lower back down. So arms stay soft at your sides, your neck stays soft, making sure your chin is in a comfortable position as you lift and lower. And these can be very small lifts. They don't have to be big. You can lift just half an inch or an inch. And then release the cross of the ankle. Take a big long stretch above you. Stretch through your fingers, stretch through your toes. And then on an inhale, roll up to sit. You can always use the back of your thighs to help you sit up. And exhale, fold over, and then all the way back down. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale towards your feet. Keep exhaling as you roll back down your spine. So nice smooth movements here, keeping your knees bent if that's better for your back, and using your hands on your legs to help yourself up if needed. And then relax all the way back down. Walk your feet back in and either rock up to sit or come over to one side and press yourself up. So coming back into a seated position, an easy seat or sitting on your heels if that's more comfortable. Maybe being semi-blinded by the sun, as I am right now. Taking a few seated cat-cows. Inhaling the heart forward, exhale, round the back, tuck chin to chest, pull your belly button to your spine. Just nice and soft a few times. walking yourself forward off of your easy seat, coming into a tabletop position. And from your tabletop, just circling your torso around, so imagining you're on the inside of a jar or a barrel, and you can make really small circles with the torso or larger ones, bending your elbows as you come down, pressing up into like a Halloween cat back as you come up, and then change the direction of your circle. Just trying to get out any sticky or stuck places in the body, and sinking back towards a child's pose, maybe bringing the knees a little bit wider. And continuing to focus on spinal mobility, we'll take a few movements here from cow pose back to child's pose. So as you come to tabletop, drop the belly, look forward into cow pose, and then exhale back to your heels, little mini child's pose. And then adding in a cat pose. So as you come forward, maybe bringing the elbows closer to the mat, scoop the heart forward into cow pose. Round the back, cat pose as you sit back towards your heels. Inhale, scoop the heart forward. Exhale, round the back, sink back towards your heels. So just bending the elbows any amount that feels good, or maybe not at all. And if you'd like to add in a press back to downward facing dog here, you can add that, or just stick with coming into child's pose. So pedaling out the feet and then dropping back into your cow pose. Exhale, cat to child's pose, or pressing up into downward dog. So just finding what feels good to you in your body today. That may be smaller movements, it might be larger movements. Really tuning into what you need today. And pedaling out the feet again as you take a downward dog if you're taking that option. And starting to walk yourself up towards the top of your mat. Finding a forward fold once you get there, just letting your head be heavy, letting yourself dangle. A little sway side to side. And release the arms, coming all the way up, reach overhead, and exhale, hands back to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, soften the knees and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms back up, and exhale, hands to the heart. So a few little half salutations here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, softly fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, soften. Inhale, reach up as if you're greeting this beautiful day. When I was recording this, minus the wind, of course, always gets me. And inhale, reach up. And exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, bringing the fingertips down. Take a big step back with the right foot. Drop the knee, staying forward on your fingertips. And then pressing back to plank pose. Drop the right hand to the middle of the mat. Reach the left arm up and open into a side plank. Drop the left hand, opening the right arm into side plank on the right. Coming back to plank. Step the right foot forward, drop the left knee again, low lunge, and stepping forward. Find your forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips come down. Big step back with the left foot. Drop the knees, stay forward on the fingertips. And then stepping back to plank pose. Bring the left hand to the center of the mat, roll to the edges of the feet, open up into side plank facing the right, and place the right hand down, open up into side plank on the left. Place the hands down again, take a big step forward with the left foot, drop the right knee. And take a big step forward and forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, hands to the heart. So sticking with this, inhale, reach up, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your fingertips, big step back with the right foot, drop the knee, stay forward on your fingertips. Exhale, back to plank. Bring the right hand to the center of the mat, open up into side plank facing your left. Place the left hand down, open into side plank to the right. Coming back to plank, open into side plank on your left again, and maybe drop back into Wild Thing. Sweep back around and switch to the other side, left hand down, right hand up, side plank, maybe little Wild Thing or baby Wild Thing. Rolling back into plank, big step forward with the right foot, drop the left knee. Inhale as you step forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So going to the other side, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back with the left foot, drop the knee. Stay forward on the fingertips, look forward. Exhale, back to plank. Bring your left hand to the center of the mat, roll to plank, opening on the right. And back through the center, place your right hand down, lift your left arm, side plank on the left. And this time, as you open to the right, maybe stepping behind with your right foot, dropping back into Wild Thing, and rolling back through the center, and coming over onto your left hand, lifting the left arm, maybe dropping the left foot back, and opening into Wild Thing again. Coming back to plank in the center, and step your left foot forward, drop the right knee, look forward, step the right foot forward, and forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So just take a moment here, check back in with your breath. Maybe stand in mountain pose. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, soften and fold. Big step back with the right foot. And then lift the arms up into crescent lunge. Open the arms into cactus, goalpost shape. Don't get knocked over by the wind, as I almost did. Reach the arms up. And then open up into Warrior Two. Reach forward with the left hand and up and back, Peaceful Warrior, taking a half bind with your right arm. Then left forearm to left thigh, coming into a half bound side angle. And straightening the left leg, heel toe the back foot in a little bit, half bound triangle, reaching down anywhere that's comfortable with your hand, lengthening through the bottom ribs, spiraling the shoulder open, and then reaching up and back on your inhale, keeping the half bind. And coming back, reaching out with both arms and stepping to the front of the mat. So taking that to the other side, inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold, step back with the left foot. Keep the knee lifted, sweep the arms all the way up into a high lunge or crescent lunge. Pressing through your back heel and open up your arms. Open your chest and inhale, reach up. Exhale, open into Warrior Two. Strong through the arms as if you can't be pushed down on your forearms. And then reach up and back. Peaceful Warrior, taking that half bind with your left arm and right forearm to thigh. Keeping the half bind, just taking whatever placement of your chin feels okay for your neck and your side angle. And keeping the half bind, reach up and back in a Peaceful Warrior with a half bind. And maybe heel toe your back foot in. One time, reach forward, taking that half bound triangle position. Fingertips reach the floor or your press against your ankle or your calf. And inhale, reach up and back half bound reverse triangle. Bring your arms back to parallel, step up to the top of the mat. Again, pause for a moment. You can just stay at the top of your mat with hands pressing at heart center, or bringing the hands down by your sides, palms face forward. Standing in mountain pose, noticing how you feel. Noticing any sensations in your body. Noticing how your breath is moving. Bringing hands back to the heart, and then sweeping the arms up on your inhale, and exhale and fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, soften, taking a big step back with the right foot. Inhale up again into high lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale into warrior two. Taking the half bind again, reach forward with your left hand, and exhale, sweep up and back, half bound warrior into half bound side angle. Again, taking any position with your chin that feels comfortable, and then straightening the front leg, finding your half bound triangle position, rolling the right shoulder open, and then reaching up and back on your inhale into a half bound triangle. Reverse triangle, that is. Then bringing the arms back to parallel. And exhale, step forward. And last time on the other side, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step back with the left foot. Inhale up into your high lunge. Find your grounding and then open your heart. Cactus the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Taking a half bind with your left hand behind your back. And then reach the right hand forward and up and back into your reverse warrior. And then coming back into your half bound side angle. Straightening the front leg. Reaching forward with your right arm, and then bringing the hand down to the floor or your ankle or your calf, opening up into a half bound triangle. And then inhale, bringing the arms back up to parallel and then stepping forward. I think I took some of that out of order, so sorry about that. So coming over into the middle of your mat, facing the long edge of the mat. Palms face forward, checking back in. How are you feeling? How are you breathing? Noticing any subtle sensations in the body. And then interlace the fingers, press the palms away, and inhale, reach the arms up. Turn and twist over to your left, maybe looking up at your hands if that's okay for the neck. Come through the center, turn and twist to the right. Come back to the center. Bring the gaze back to right in front of you. Come up onto the balls of your feet. And then maybe twist over to the left. Come to the center. Twist over to the right. And back to the center. And release the heels down. Release the arms. Slowly back down. And then find the grounding in your feet, finding tree pose on your left side. Heel comes to the ankle, sole of the foot to the calf, or tucking the sole of the foot against the inner thigh. Finding opening in your left side hip. And interlace your hands again. Press them away from you, straight out. Inhale, back towards your chest. Exhale, press them away, about 2/3 lifted. Inhale to your chest, exhale, press overhead. Inhale the hands back down. Exhale, press out 2/3 of the way up. Inhale in. Exhale, press the palms straight out. And bring them back in and release them by your sides. Maybe taking a mudra, touching your index fingers to your thumbs. You could even close your eyes here if you feel stable. Release the hands, release the leg. Bring that same knee into your chest. Just give it a hug and squeeze in. You can always hold behind the thigh here as well. And then release that down, setting up for the other side. So grounding down in your left foot. Bring your right heel to your ankle, or maybe bringing the sole of the foot to your calf, or sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Find your balance and grounding first, then reach the arms up. And interlace the fingers again. Exhale, press them straight out away in front of you. Inhale back to your chest. Exhale out 2/3 of the way up. Inhale back in. Exhale, pressing straight up. Inhale back down. Exhale 2/3 of the way up. Inhale in. Exhale, press straight out. Inhale back in. And then release your hands. Bring your hands down by your sides. Maybe taking that mudra again. Thumbs touch index fingers. Maybe close your eyes or just soften your gaze. And then turn your knee to the front. Give it a hug and a squeeze in. And release. So taking a wide stance now, your toes point out towards the corners of your mat. And just sinking down a few times to each side. So really just stretch into each thigh, into each ankle as you lean one way and then the other. If you're really tight in the hips, in the thighs, you may want to just keep these movements nice and small, not take as deep of a squat, and then maybe adding a lift of each heel as you come to each side, and then staying in the center, eventually maybe trying to lift both heels, or just starting to drop one shoulder towards your opposite knee, and then your other shoulder coming to the inside of your knee. So drop your shoulder, maybe press away with your hand on your opposite thigh. One more to each side, dropping your shoulder, press away with the opposite hand. And coming back to the center, arms come straight out and then overhead, palms face the sky. Maybe again come up on your heels, heels lifted, come up onto the balls of your feet. And then release. Take a little shake of your legs. And stepping back up to the top of your mat. Palms face forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften and fold. And step all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet a few times. And then tippy toe back up to your hands. So a little core exercise. Draw the belly in. Step or tippy toe back to downward dog. Take a few petals of the feet and then tippy toe or step back up by your hands. So notice the engagement of your core to support you as you walk in and back out. You don't have to take a full downward dog here. Just do like a partial downward dog. And then from your downward dog, roll forward to plank. Just holding here. Draw the low belly in, broaden across the shoulders, and then lower all the way to your belly, setting your knees down if that's better. And then just 3 little baby cobras, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Elbows face the back of the room. Inhale as the heart lifts, exhale as you come back down. And interlacing the hands behind your back, or just holding the wrists or the forearms. Just find a little lift of your chest, so just a baby lift. And then release back down. Keep the feet pressing into the floor, 2 more. Inhale as you take a little baby lift of the heart, and exhale back down, strengthening the low back. Last one. And then release the hands. Bring your left hand underneath your forehead, setting the side of your head on your hand, and then bring your right heel towards your behind. See if you can reach back and grab it. Maybe finding a stretch of the quadricep if it's there. You can always use a yoga strap or a belt here as well. Then switch hands. Fold your right hand in, set your head down. Reach back for your left foot. Take a little quad stretch. And then let that release. Set your forehead on your hands. Let your hips wiggle back and forth. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, press yourself all the way back up. Take a little child's pose with knees together or knees apart. And coming back up into a tabletop position. From here, we're going to take some waving camels. So tucking your toes underneath. Walk your knees a little bit forward so they're right underneath your hips or maybe even slightly forward. Take the right arm, sweep it to the left, and then back around towards your right heel. Only if it feels okay, drop your head back and lift your heart. Sweep your right arm back to the center and back to your right hip. Big circle with the left arm all the way around to your left heel. Maybe drop your head and lift the heart. Maybe not. Maybe just reach for the heel. Sweep your left arm and all the way around in a big circle back to your hip. So again on the right side, big circle open, touching your heel, or maybe dropping the head, lifting the heart, staying out of the low back. So just lift from the upper back. Sweep the arm all the way around, back to your hip. Big circle with the left arm, taking your fingertips back to your heel, and maybe dropping the head, opening the heart. Big lift of the heart and the chest. Again, not in the low back. And sweep that back around to the hip. And sitting back on your heels, take a little half hero pose. So folding the right heel back besides your right hip. You can always sit up on a block or a pillow or a blanket. If it feels okay to do so, you can lay back onto your forearms or all the way down onto your back. Remembering we don't ever want any stabbing pain sensation. So if you're feeling any of that in your knee, it definitely come up. And slowly come back up. If you were leaning back, help your leg all the way across so your foot crosses over your left leg. Wrap your left elbow around your right knee and take a little twist. So trying not to crank yourself around, just softly twist to the right, keeping your right fingertips behind you, your elbow soft, and release back to the center. Straighten your legs. Maybe taking that half hero on the left side, so bending your ankle back along your hip and staying upright, seated on a pillow, a block, or a blanket, or maybe coming back onto your forearms or laying all the way back if that's okay for your knees. We definitely do not want to aggravate or anger our knees, so if this position doesn't work for you, no worries, just don't do it or take a modified version of it. And slowly come back up. Help your leg all the way around so your foot crosses over your right leg. And then wrap your right elbow around your left knee, taking a twist to the left. Neck stays soft, back elbow stays soft. And then coming back to the center, find your tabletop again. And then maybe taking a full hero pose. So again, you can sit up on something a little bit higher. You can even just sit in a chair and start to bend your legs back behind you. If you're sitting up on something, you probably don't want to go back beyond leaning back slightly into your fingertips. Going back on your elbows may be a lot harder to get up. If you're not sitting on anything at all and going back onto your forearms or your elbows feels okay, you still feel like you have space, no pain in your knees, you can lay all the way back. Knees in front of your hips is going to be a little bit less sensation in the knees. Knees closer together will be more sensation. So find a place where you can breathe. You can breathe comfortably. You can even relax to some extent. If you're really struggling with this pose, there's no need to struggle. Find something that works for you and don't push yourself. And slowly come back up. Swing your legs around to the front and give them a gentle little shake, letting the circulation return there to your knees where they were compressed. And then pressing yourself up into a reverse tabletop, fingertips face forward. Maybe drop your head, maybe not. And lower back down. And then just a little work here for the the triceps. So keeping your elbows in and facing the back of the room or back of your mat. Just lift and lower your hips. So you're just focusing on bending and straightening the elbows. You're not really doing a whole lot with the hips and the legs. You're not trying to lift the hips. You're just trying to bend and straighten the arms. And the hips follow along. So we'll do about 20 of these. So if you get tired, go ahead and sit your hips down. And then place the hips down, roll the wrists out. And slowly lower all the way down to your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, holding onto the knees or behind the thighs. Little rock side to side. And bring your peace fingers of your right hand around your big toe on your right foot, taking a half happy baby so your knee falls out to the side. And you can keep your left knee bent and foot on the floor or straighten your left leg. So trying to bring the right knee down and outside of your right hip. So a little compression in your right hip. And then walk your left foot back in. Release your right toes. And then peace fingers of the left hand around the left big toe. Keeping the right knee bent or straightening the leg. The left knee drops to the outside of the left hip. Keeping the neck nice and soft. And then walk your right foot back in, release your toe. And lifting up here for a bridge pose. So you can keep your arms down by your sides. You can interlace your hands under your back, or you can use a block or a pillow for a supported bridge. If you have your hands clasped underneath you or arms by your sides, roll your shoulders underneath you. Imagine you have that soft tennis ball underneath your chin. So your chin is softly lifted away from your chest. And you release your glute muscles, so let your legs hold you up. Then release your hands, slowly lower all the way down. Let your knees windshield wiper side to side. Bringing your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers around your knee, your shin, or behind your thigh. And then draw that knee across your body into a twist. Holding on to your knee or your thigh with your left hand, maybe turning your gaze to the right. Left leg stays long on the mat. Slowly release back to center. And bring your left knee in. Interlace the fingers around the left shin, the knee, or behind the thigh. Bring the knee out to the side around the ribs. Maybe extending the right leg long. And then holding softly onto your knee with your right hand, draw it across your body into a twist. Maybe opening your left arm to the side and turning your gaze to the left. Or any other variation of a twist here that feels good to you. And slowly release back to the center. Give yourself one final hug and rock side to side. And release the soles of your feet down to touch in Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. You can always place blocks or pillows underneath your knees for a little extra support. Or cover yourself with a blanket or lay a folded blanket across your hip area. Again, tuning into those subtle sensations in the body. We did a lot of heart opening today, and that can create some feelings in the body, some changes in energy, changes in emotion. So just tune in to those feelings, noticing them without judgment. And when you're ready, straightening your legs, finding a position for your final Shavasana, so a position that you can completely relax and rest in. Softly roll one shoulder underneath you at a time. Let your feet just flop open, palms facing up next to your body, or resting your hands on your belly, or one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, if that feels better. Slow, steady exhale, slow, steady inhale. When thoughts start to creep in, just letting your mind soften, not attaching to anything that comes into your mind. Feeling fully supported by the ground underneath you. Imagining this warm sun on your body. Remembering what it feels like when you're out in the sun and turning your face to the sun. How that warmth feels. Letting that feeling spread over your body from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Finding smoothness in your breath, softness in your body, quiet in your mind. Just resting here in quiet for the next few minutes. you're ready, rolling your fingers and your toes, wiggling, taking a few circles, and then rolling over onto one side in a fetal position, cradling your head on your arms, leaving behind all that does not serve you. When you're ready, pressing yourself all the way back up into a seated position. When you're ready, bringing your hands over your heart, left hand under the right. Thanking yourself for this time you took today to take care of your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. When you stay with your practice, you're better able to be available to everyone around you. Thankful for this beautiful day in which we practice today. Thumbs touch the eyebrow center, honoring your own inner wisdom and light. Thumbs touch the mouth, reminding yourself to have peaceful speech right now. Thumbs touch your heart with my gratitude for you sharing in this practice today. Hope you are safe and well. Namaste.